Hello and welcome back, historians, to Ms. Banuelos' history class. Today we will be discussing the Northwest Ordinance of 1787. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 is a critical article that initiated a new identity and form of government within the new American continent. This piece of legislation also established long-lasting effects for different groups of people like Native Americans, some of which included groups like the Shawnees, Wyandot, and Delaware tribes. The Northwest Ordinance and its inception created a different foundation for African Americans. The experience of African Americans by the Northwest Ordinance was extremely different from natives or that of white settlers. Each sector of the public were treated extremely different and affected incongruously. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 is one of America's first forms of government. It's actually extremely critical to understand the Northwest Ordinance of 1787 because it set the stage for expansionism and the progress in the Northwest with three immensely different walks of life. The Northwest Ordinance would actually attract settlers to the United States rather than leave them to be tempted by Britain or Spain. By the year 1810, Americans in the United States surpassed 7 million people with the convergence of the Northwest Territories. After the publication and implementation of the Northwest Ordinance, there was a shift within the racial, social, and cultural aspects of the people in western areas. The Northwest Ordinance was a critical piece of legislation passed by the U.S. government. It was done in order to expand revolutionary principles like legislative politics, individual success, and freedom of self-interest to the broader American public. However, these revolutionary principles came at a high price to the Native American Indian tribes across the Northwest Plains, who were violently forced out of their land, and the African Americans who were mistreated by the white squatters. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 was a piece of legislation that ultimately affected many of the lives of the new people arriving in hopes of a better and progressive life, while simultaneously destroying the lives of the people that already lived there. Though originally intended as a way to expand the U.S., the ordinance became a proposal of territorial expansion and growth for the nation. This affected the lives of thousands of natives living in the areas. The Northwest Ordinance of 1787 is extremely important. It is very important not only because it proposed a foundation for the different public sectors that were inhabiting the Northwest, but also set the tone for future generations to come. With that being said, each sector of the public in the Northwest Territories were treated differently and affected incongruously as previously stated. And that concludes this lesson, alright you guys? Until next time.